Drop the 4, get rid of the 1, throw away the 2, remove the 3, and bring in the 4 as Survivor Season 44 is coming soon. Purple, orange, and green, we have 3 starting tribes going into Season 44, with the Tika tribe, Ratu tribe, and Soka tribe. Since our last video discussing Survivor 44, there has been so much more information dropped, including the tribe breakdown, and we need to talk about it. If you missed my last video, take a look at that amazing Survivor 44 logo. Survivor 43 may be behind us, but there's always more Survivor to look forward to, with Survivor 44 premiering Wednesday, March 1st.
Survivor is back.
Pretty crazy, as I've been waiting a long time for the tribes of Survivor 44 to be announced, as I've been waiting patiently to make this video. Well, it turns out the info was leaked literally last night, meaning I'm bringing you this video less than 24 hours later. Today, we'll be diving into the specific tribe breakdown of Survivor 44, and I'll also be ranking the tribes on how I think they'll perform going into the game. So make sure to stay watching until the very end so that you don't miss my rankings of the tribes.
Welcome to Survivor 43.
Possibly a hot take, but I would like to think many of you watching would agree with me, but after Survivor 44, I will officially be burnt out with the 3-tribe format, seeing it 4 seasons in a row, and really hope we'll go back to 2 tribes with Survivor 45.
2 tribes or 3 tribes?
If I had to choose, then 3 tribes. Because anytime you can, the more you can slice it and dice it and complicate it, there's always at least one person who makes a move and they go, oh, I might like this tribe better.
Let's start with the Soka tribe that will always wear green. This tribe will consist of Claire Radson, Franny Myron, Heidi Lagares Greenbat, Danny Nassim, Dr. Joshua Wilder, and the mystery man Matt. But oh wait, we actually uncovered the mystery of Matt from Survivor 44, and it's all thanks to one of you who reached out to me on Instagram with the inside information. Now, to be fair, the information we have on this dude is small, but it's better than having nothing, as his full name is Matthew Blankenship, and his Instagram bio reads undefeated shower karaoke champion since 1995. If we crunch the numbers and do the math, that means Matthew is 27 years old. Blair Rafson is a 25-year-old investor from Brooklyn, New York. Danny Matza just so happens to also be from New York and is a 31-year-old firefighter. Franny Marin will be the youngest female on Survivor 44, coming in at 23 years old from Cambridge, Massachusetts, as a research coordinator. Going from the youngest female to the oldest female, Heidi Lagares Greenbelt would be the oldest woman on the season, being a 42-year-old product developer from Clarington, Pennsylvania. And with that Pennsylvania connection, we also have Dr. Joshua Wilder, who is a 34-year-old and a podiatrist from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
My name is Dr. Joshua Wilder, and I'm a physician with Ankle and Foot Centers of Georgia. I'm a native of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio.
This Soka tribe is truly the tribe filled with Survivor connections. I would go as far as to say this feels like possible pre-season alliances like we saw in Survivor Winners at War. Well, just take away the part of them all being returning players. The first couple of days on Survivor is all about forming connections based on anything you can find in common, meaning I think Claire and Danny will form a bond with both being from New York, and Heidi and Joshua will form a bond with both being from Pennsylvania. We also know early on in Survivor you can be in danger for being super old or super young, and with Franny being the youngest female on the tribe and without a clear connection, I think she'll be in trouble early, similar to Zach from Survivor 42.
Zach, the tribe spoken.
Hi, Zach.
Time to go.
I really did have a blast.
Next up, we'll be discussing the Tika tribe that will always wear purple. You always gotta love making early predictions just based on the little amount of info and pictures of people's faces. But if I were to guess, I think this will be the best tribe of Survivor 44 in terms of fun. Take that with a grain of salt, because although I think this tribe will be the most entertaining to watch, I can also see them being a train wreck of a tribe with some rough Survivor strategy. This tribe will consist of Carolyn Wigger, Helen Lee, Sarah Wade, Bruce Peralt, Carson Garrett, and Yamel Yam Archo. Carolyn is a 35-year-old drug abuse counselor from Stillwater, Minnesota, and with some inside information, I can relay to all of you that her own addiction inspired her to become a counselor. Look for this to be some sort of flashback early on in the season. And I also know she's a member of the Survivor Org online reality game community, meaning she'll probably be looking to make some big moves early on. Sarah Wade just so happens to also be from Minnesota and is a consultant. Helen Lee is 28 years old and is a product manager from San Francisco, California. Yamel will most likely go by Yam Yam and is a 35-year-old beautician from San Juan, Puerto Rico, making Yam Yam the very first resident of an American territory to play Survivor. Carson Garrett is 20 years old from Atlanta, Georgia, and is an aerospace engineering student, and will also be the youngest player on Survivor 44. And with that, the last member of this tribe and the oldest player on Survivor 44, we have Bruce Peralt, who is 45 years old from Warwick, Rhode Island, and is a Navy veteran and realtor.
Sunday morning vibes, people.
I said it once and I'll say it again. I think this is going to be the tribe we spend the most time with during the early portions of Survivor 44. Not because they'll be the best strategically, but because I think they'll be the funniest and messiest of all three of these tribes. We have a small connection with the purple tribe as Carolyn and Sarah are both from Minnesota, and if I was to put money on who I think will be in danger at the start of the game, I would think Carson for being the youngest player on the season. Sure, you also have Bruce, who is the oldest player at 45 years old, but you also have Yam Yam in this group at 44 years old, so I could easily see these two sticking together and trying to take out Carson for being the youngest dude, similar to JD in Survivor 41.
JD? Yeah. Travis spoke. Time for you to go.
Finally, we'll be exposing the Ratu tribe that will always wear orange. It says a lot about the quality of Survivor casting, and although I would say my first impression or the fun value of this group might not be top tier, we still have fascinating casting choices with an ex-NFL player, a TikTok star, and finally Canadians back on Survivor. This tribe will consist of Brandon Cottom, Kane Fritzler, Matthew Grinstead-Male, Jamie Lynn Ruiz, Lauren Harp, and Maddie Pamela. We have the Canadian law student Kane Fritzler from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Matthew Grinstead-Male, a 43-year-old barbershop owner from Columbus, Ohio, Jamie Lynn Ruiz, a 35-year-old from Mesa, Arizona, and has a TikTok account all about vegetables with over 200,000 followers. Lauren Harp is a 30-year-old teacher from Baytown, Texas. Maddie Pamela is a 28-year-old from Huntington, Maryland, and her job is currently unknown. And finally, we have Brandon Cottom, a 29-year-old retired NFL player for the Seattle Seahawks from Seattle, Washington. And we get a sneak peek of Brandon with his Survivor audition tape.
My name is Brandon Cottom. I am 28 years old. I'm from Newtown, Pennsylvania. Oh my gosh, sorry. Hurley wanted to come in and ruin my intro.
Physical domination. If there was one thing I could say about the Orange Ratu tribe, it would be that they'll be dominating the early parts of the game when it comes to the challenges. Whenever there is a professional athlete on Survivor, I'm gonna think that tribe will do well in the early portions of the game. But I also don't see anyone that I would call weak on this tribe either. Ultimately, it all comes down to if any of them can do the Survivor puzzles.
You knew that puzzle.
I remember watching this on Edge of Extinction. I remember that tribe sucking so bad, and then they pulled out this puzzle, and I was like, I could make that puzzle out of beads in my house.
The question is, how will these tribes rank? Will we have another ooh-ah disaster like Survivor 41, a tight group of 4 players like Taku from Survivor 42 control the game, or a super even set of tribes like Survivor 43? In last place, I have the purple Tika tribe. Messy Survivor is always fun to watch on TV, but sadly for these players, I think it will result in pretty rough chemistry and failing at winning the immunity challenges. Now, I could be persuaded to switch the number 2 spot with the number 3 spot, as I have the Soka tribe in second place. Really, the main factor putting them above the Tika tribe is just thinking that this group will be able to work better together. And in first place, and in my opinion way above the other 2 tribes, we have the Ratu tribe that will always wear orange. Already been confirmed we won't be seeing any tribe swaps in Survivor 44, and I gotta say, from top to bottom, this tribe is just looking really strong. Really, the question comes down to who is good at Survivor puzzles, as we all know the puzzles are the great equalizer in these Survivor challenges. Anyway, if you want to get caught up with everything we know about Survivor 44, make sure to click right here.